between Remo Stars and Mamelodi Sundowns. Pius, thank you for joining. I'm sure you're not happy with what you saw yesterday, most especially with Remo Stars. Not to forget the Flamingos also losing as well. But was there any standout moment for you in that game against Mamelodi Sundowns, apart from the football pitch, which was artificial?
Once again, standout moment for me. Maybe the fact that we even showed up has to be the standout moment for me. The fact that we fit 11 players on the day and they had to compete. I mean, there was no way we would have any chance against Mamelodi Sundowns. You guys have actually said it all in the studio. I've just been listening to you, to both of you actually, and I've just been nodding my head in in appreciation, of course. Appreciating you for the fact that you are even saying the truth live on TV. It's just the truth. There's no how anyone could have even convinced me that we were even going to stand any chance to get a draw right here in Nigeria against Sundowns. Like you already mentioned, five starters for Bafana played against Remo Stars, and then we are looking at players who are representing their country. I don't even need to say much, because I mean the results can tell everything about Nigerian football. Oyechi was talking about players going abroad. I mean, the goal of any Nigerian football at this point in time is to play in Europe. When you hear any player, the next thing you hear is Europe next in Jesus' name, or inshallah, regardless. Depending on the Europe next is always the prayer for any player. I repeat, any player, maybe apart from Ahmed Musa, who by the way still play for Canopilas.
But the South Africans don't have this kind of targets. That's why most of them, you don't see them in the Premier League. You don't see South Africans in the Premier League. They want to grow their own league. That's why Mamelodi Sundowns has got pack of players who are playing in the national team for Bafana. Have you heard of any South African like that? But you see more of Nigerians, more of Congolese over there in the Premier League and in Europe top flight. They are trying to build their own. Let's build our own. I support you, Pius.
Right now, it is so bad that we are not even going to Europe now. We are going to Benin Republic. That's where we are going to right now. From our coaches to our players, we are all going to Benin Republic. That's how low the. I mean, you were even talking about Eyimba as the only team that can represent on the continent. Unfortunately, even Eyimba cannot represent us. We saw Eyimba at the last was it Super League, the CAF Super League that was they finished bottom of the group. They were beating black and blue everywhere. So even Eyimba cannot even represent us again. The truth is, we don't have the players we have in Nigeria at this point in time cannot, and it's quite unfortunate that they cannot even represent us. These guys have even been tested. I mean, they just went to represent us in Chan. We saw them in Chan. So if they cannot even do well against their own peers or their counterpart in Africa, what are we talking about? So the handwriting is on the way. Unfortunately, we would not learn anything from this. Next season, Pablo would ship out Rivers United, and maybe Nassau United again to go and represent us, and then we'll come back and then still have this same discussion. Some of these guys who started for Remo Stars yesterday, I can tell you are some of the best players in the league right now, believe it or not. The guy, the guy who played at centre back for Remo Stars yesterday, signed from Mamelodi City, represented us in Chan, right? Yes. So some of these guys are guys who, if one even, I mean, we saw the last Chan, Remo Stars players dominated that team. Yes. I mean, if you are coming out of Nigeria with a team to represent you, to represent your local league, and then you are coming out with a lot of Remo Stars players, I have to tell you that Remo Stars has to be the best team in Nigeria. Remo Stars has to be the best team producing players, and that's the same Remo Stars that played against Sundowns yesterday, and they were committing silly mistakes here and there, from the goalkeeper to the defenders to the attackers. Everybody just turned off. Even the coach didn't even know what to do at some point, because some of the substitutions were even questionable. So there was no way we would have. We don't stand a chance. Even going to the second leg is just going there to for formalities, and then coming back home and then keep lamenting, and it's just lamentation every year. That's the sad part about this. The reality is staring us in the face, but we cannot do anything about it, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we cannot do anything about it, and unfortunately, we cannot do anything about the time that we have left. We have about 2 minutes left. But Pius, in 20 seconds, Nigeria Premier Football League action happened yesterday, and we saw drama all over the place. Kun Khalifat getting a win, Eyimba losing at home. There was also a win for Para United. Canopilas falling apart to Barao FC. In 20 seconds, do a wrap of the Nigeria Premier Football League. 20 seconds, please. Well, I mean, we had interesting results. I mean, the shocking one has to be Eyimba losing at home. And of course, Bayelsa United also losing after going to beat Rivers United 2-1 away from home. I mean, just then coming back home to lose. So shocking results here and there, like you rightly mentioned. I probably don't have enough time. 20 seconds is not enough to talk about what happened yesterday. But yes, it was a good outing for most of the teams yesterday.
All right, thank you very much, Pius. It was a beautiful weekend of football, but maybe tomorrow or next we'll surely have you again to draw more analysis on the MPFL. Thank you, Pius, for joining the show today.
Always a pleasure being here, and of course, shout out to Onyechi.
Shout out to Onyechi, because I'm actually going to drag Onyechi like a generator now.
No. Do we have to do the Premier League?
Yeah, we're about wrapping up the show, but Man United.
We can wrap up the show without the Premier League. Hello.